Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Yvonne. In this video, I would briefly like to talk about the shift of the American psyche or mentality from a can-do mentality to a victim mentality. So this video, basically, I came up with the idea after listening to Donald Trump talk about how America has been taken advantage of by the whole world. It has been taken advantage of by everybody. That's why he's launching the trade wars. He's launching all these policies that are basically attacking everybody. They're attacking everybody, from immigrants to just taxes that are going to affect regular people, to federal employees getting fired, and their treatment of how they're being badly treated as they're getting let go. And there seems to be a victim mentality happening here in the United States. So victim mentality, basically how you can tell something, someone has a victim mentality is they make excuses about what they're doing. Basically, they make excuses to justify what they're doing. They are focused on scarcity. They blame everybody. They are all over the place blaming everybody. They're focused on limitations. Their problems are continuous. Their problems are never ending. That's why he's talking about the third term, because he sees the problems as never ending. They're fatalistic in their thinking. That's why the World War III is coming in, why he's thinking that there's going to be a World War III and America needs to be prepared. They need Greenland for their to be able to have the view of Europe or something. So because of the geographical location, and it has to do with the satellite and all that stuff. And they give up. They have this defeatist mentality that there's nothing, they have to do what they have to do because they have given up on trying to find a solution. And they're envious. They're deeply envious of other people, of the successes of not just successes. They're deeply envious of other people's lifestyle, what they perceive is their contentment. So there's a deep envy going on there. So that's how you know somebody has a victim mentality. They have those are some of the features of having victim mentality. So this is a very big departure from the can-do mentality that has been the mainstay of America, in the American psyche. So can-do mentality is more solution-seeking, focused on possibility. They are focused on responsibility. They are focused on potential. They view problems as temporary because they're going to solve the problems. They use the free will. People use their free will to do all sorts of things. They're optimistic, they're visionary, and they are happy and pleased with other people's successes. The deep envy is not there. But it seems this Republicans, MAGA especially, they seem to be having this deep envy. And part of that is that victim mentality. And you can see it in the policies, in what he's speaking to. He picks the policies he's picking to attack, and basically the sort of cruelty underlying all the actions that are being taken. So when it comes to the way forward, it's my personal belief. These are my personal opinions. It's my personal belief that America needs to go back more into the can-do mentality, the can-do way of thinking, because this victim mentality is not working out for them. It's ugly, and it's really not. It's not working out. So this playing a victim and blaming others for their situation, blaming others for their poor choices in politicians, blaming others for their support of cruelty, blaming others for this playing a victim. It needs to end. And also those are some of the signs of the victim mentality. Is they blame others for their feelings, for their situations. They blame the world. They believe the world is out to get them. They believe they deserve special treatment. That's another thing. For some reason, Donald Trump feels that America as a country deserves special treatment. And it's a country like any other country, believe it or not. It's a superpower, but it is a country like any other country. And they do believe they deserve, this MAGA supporters of Donald Trump seem to believe that they deserve some sort of special treatment. And that's why they are shocked when they get fired after supporting Donald Trump and supporting his agenda. And then that agenda ends up affecting them. They get shocked because they believe that they deserve special treatment as supporters of Donald Trump. They don't deserve to be fired like other people who are getting fired, who work there, who probably don't even have a political opinion. Some of them probably didn't even vote. So they believe they deserve a special treatment. That's why there is that. Those Republicans who are turning against Donald Trump because his policies are affecting them directly. You know, like some of the federal workers, some of the immigrants whose their husbands, their wives, their family members are getting deported. They believe they thought they deserved a special type of treatment. So there's that playing of a victim there. So, and then there's also, you know, they also struggle to justify their toxic behaviors. They do nothing to improve the situation. Most of the people who have victim mentality, they don't do anything to justify their to improve their situation. They'll complain and go back home. They will not participate in some of the calls by people who are trying to find solutions to this problem. Some of the people, they will not call their representative. They will not show up to town hall meetings to express their displeasure with what's going on. So they will not do any of that. And then you have also they think their struggles are worse than others. So people are being laid off before. So, and this is not to undermine their plight, but people are being laid off before, for example. So their struggle is not worse than anybody else who has been laid off in America. And this goes into, I did a video about tech. The America tech needs to be sort of matured because they do all these mass layoffs, and that needs to end. They need to find a solution to end those mass layoffs in the tech industry. And for some reason, you know, the plight of federal workers seems to be worse than the plight of tech workers who have been fired. And the reality is, it's kind of the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's not any different. So the same way that these mass layoffs in federal government, need to be handled differently, and there needs to be a solution of how to lay off people. You shouldn't be able to lay off that large number of people. You should not be able to lay off more than 100 people at a go. That's my personal belief. Even 50. You should not be able to lay off more than 50 people at a go. There needs to be a law. There needs to be a way. There needs to be a better way of doing this. And by doing this, I mean there needs to be a better way of dealing with workforce when there is maybe no work, or there's downsizing. There needs to be a better way of doing these layoffs. And then you have attempting to one-up others' experiences, and this goes into, especially when you look at the issues that are facing immigrants, you know, the ones who are getting deported, and you know, some of the attacks some of the immigrants are receiving. You find that people are saying things like they are homeless in America, and this immigrant was getting 1, 2, 3 benefit. They are homeless, you know. So there's that thing of one-upping the other, you know, other people's experiences. And the reality is, these are very different experiences. People are homeless in America for various reasons. A lot of it is mental health issues and drug abuse. So somebody who's on drugs and an immigrant who's not on drugs, who has no criminal history, and who legally entered the country, these two people are not the same, and their situations are not the same. And immigrants pay for a lot of things. That's another thing. So even if you have somebody who is in the country illegally and they are working, they are still paying taxes. And that's different from somebody who's homeless and not paying taxes. So although at the same time they do pay, homeless people, because they buy food, they do pay taxes. Some the ones who buy food, others they receive food for free, others they do go home, some of them do go home to their family in the evening. So there's also the family dynamics there when it comes to some of the people who are homeless, who are on the street, because some of them are on the street but they're not necessarily homeless, they're on the street. And this goes into the mental health issues and drug abuse also. And then another sign of, I'm just reading signs of playing a victim. When you have this victim mentality, how the people play a victim, they blow their problems out of proportion. A lot of problems in America are blown out of proportion, like the Tren de Aragua. Some of that is completely blown out of proportion. Call the police. The police deal with all these gangs every day. They're not complaining. That is their job. So there's the blowing out of proportion. There's the holding grudges. For some reason, Trump is holding grudges against all these people, and lawyers against Democrats. Joe Biden is fighting Kamala. I don't know, he's taking what, he's doing this. He's holding all these grudges against all these people. And then there's also the thinking you're special and believing nothing is ever your fault. It's everything is Joe Biden did it. I'm fixing what Joe Biden is doing. He's fixing what Joe Biden did. And also there's nothing which is ever his fault. Even the trade agreements that he made with Canada when he was in office about more than 4 or 5 years ago. So there's also that is also not his fault. He made the agreement and now he calls the agreement not good, but he made the agreement. So there's also that believing nothing is your fault. And then there's the wallowing in self-pity, that for some reason there's a large percentage of Americans who seem to be wallowing in self-pity. And you wonder, this is not a poor country. What is going on? Why are you wallowing in self-pity? And that mentality, it justifies the reason why I'm depressed, the reason why I'm this and that is because of immigrants, is because of that feeling you need to be, there's something uniquely special about you. And because there's something uniquely special about you, you don't deserve some of the everyday problems that everybody has. Everybody around the world, not just you. People get overwhelmed with children everywhere around the world. People get divorced everywhere around the world. These are not unique problems, but for some reason it appears that there are people who are in a state of mind in America where they feel that there's something special about them that makes them special about them which justifies their support of cruelty, because whatever it is that is special about them should prevent them from getting affected by the everyday things that happen in everyday human experience. So with that said, I just want to say that life and the human experience is what it is. Life is not fair. Life is not fair. It's not easy. It's hard for everybody. The degree of hardness, of course, varies depending on the circumstance. And some people have it better than others. Life is not fair, and you accept life as it comes. But that's my personal point of view. But it seems that there are people who, for some reason, feel that, if it's raining on Yvonne, it shouldn't be raining on them. They should get everything without the rain, without the snow. And there's a snowstorm on my end, my neck of the woods. They don't deserve and they live in the same neck of the woods. They don't deserve a snowstorm coming to them because there's something special about them. So there's that victim narrative that's going on. I do believe America should just go back to the can-do mentality, because this is not a good look. It's not a good look, okay? Okay, so that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.